You've sent over info on Treble Swap. It's a relatively new decentralized exchange, a DEX, on the Basechain Network.
Right.
We've got their platform overview, some market data, tech features, a bit on indicators, and their strategic outlook.
Yep, got it all here.
So our mission today really is to get a clear understanding of what Treble Swap is actually about, what makes it tick, and whether it's something you, our listener, should maybe pay attention to in this crazy fast world of DeFi.
Definitely. There's a lot of noise out there.
Exactly. So we'll dig into what sets it apart, potential opportunities, and the challenges too.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see what's under the hood.
All right, let's kick things off with the basics. The docs say Treble Swap is a modular V4 DEX on Basechain. Now, V4 DEX, what does V4 actually mean here? Why is that significant?
Yeah, good place to start. So V4 basically points to the fourth version of Uniswap's core design, which lots of DEGs kind of build upon now.
Okay.
But the really interesting word here is modular. Unlike the older versions, V4 is built to be, well, super customizable.
Customizable how?
Think of it like a base operating system where devs can plug in different hooks.
Hooks.
Yeah, like extra functionalities, kind of like adding apps to your phone,
Oh, okay. Got it.
So this means they can potentially build much more complex, tailored trading experiences. It's not just a small tech upgrade. It lets Treble Swap maybe add cutting-edge stuff faster than older DXs. Gives them an edge, potentially.
So less one-size-fits-all, more. Specialized building blocks. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Now, the overview also says Treble Swap wants to be a comprehensive DeFi hub. That sounds ambitious. What specific services are they actually offering?
Well, the sources list quite a range. We're talking cross-chain swaps, first off.
So trading between different blockchains.
Right, directly on their platform, like a universal translator for your crypto assets. Then fiat on and off ramps, getting normal money in and out.
That's always useful.
It definitely bridges the gap. Then there's a launchpad for new projects, staking, farming, and notably this no KYC crypto spending thing.
Okay, yeah, no KYC spending. We definitely need to come back to that one. But first, sticking with modularity beyond just the V4 base, what are the advantages of that design for Treble Swap?
Well, it means they can adapt faster, right? If some new DeFi trend pops up or users want a specific feature, they can potentially add a new module.
Without redoing the whole thing.
Exactly. It gives them agility, which is huge in crypto. And they can experiment, maybe create niche features that wouldn't work on a rigid older DX. It's like building with Legos instead of, I don't know, concrete.
Legos. Okay, I like that analogy. So that's the vision. Let's look at the market snapshot. Current price is what, around 0.336?
Yep. About that.
And we see this all-time high of over 80 cents back in March 2025.
0.812.
And then an all-time low near 23 cents just a month later in April. Wow. That's quite a roller coaster. What does that tell us?
Yeah. That massive swing definitely points to, well, serious volatility for the 2RB token.
Like an early startup stock, maybe?
Sort of, yeah. High potential, maybe. But big ups and downs. That sharp drop from the high suggests maybe some heavy selling or the initial hype wore off.
Right.
But it is trading above that low now, so maybe some stabilization or recovery is happening.
And the 24-hour trading volume, about $2,390. That feels kind of low, doesn't it?
It does seem quite low, yeah, especially compared to bigger, more established DXs or tokens.
What does that suggest? Low activity?
It could mean lower liquidity.
Yeah.
So harder to buy or sell big chunks of TRE without moving the price a lot.
Okay.
Could also just mean it's early days for adoption, or maybe trading interest has just cooled off for a bit.
Gotcha. The notes also say market cap isn't available. It's odd.
Yeah, because the circulating supply isn't disclosed.
Right. But the fully diluted valuation, the FDV, is around $14.68 million, with a max supply of 100 million TRE tokens. Can you break down market cap versus FDV again and why it matters when the market cap is missing?
Sure. So market cap is simple. Current price times the coins actually available to trade right now. It's the current value of the circulating stuff.
Okay.
FDV, on the other hand, looks at the total value if all possible tokens, the full 100 million TRA, in this case, were out there, even if they're locked up or not released yet.
Ah, so it's like the potential maximum value.
Kind of, yeah. Since we don't know the current circulating supply for Treble Swap, we can't get the market cap. But the FDV gives us this theoretical ceiling. if everything was issued.
And why care about that difference?
Well, it hints at potential future inflation,
Right.
If lots of tokens are still waiting to be released, that could push the price down later if demand doesn't grow just as fast. A big gap between the actual market cap, which we don't know, and this FDV could mean a lot more supply is coming. Something to watch.
Okay, that makes sense. A crucial difference. Now let's get into the tech. This is where it gets, really interesting. Treble Swap uses a V4 automated market maker and AMM. We touched on V4 being modular, but what's different about a V4 AMM specifically? What does that do for you, the user?
Okay, so V4 AMs bring a few key things. One big one is custom pools. Older AMMs mostly had standard pool setups.
Right.
V4 lets you create really customized pools, different fees, different Oracle integrations, and importantly for Treble Swap, these hooks we talked about.
The plugins.
Exactly. They're like external bits of code that can run custom logic during a trade. It's a potential game changer for what a DEX can actually do.
And Treble Swap developed these custom V4 hooks with Algebra Labs. The notes mention limit orders and institutional KYC contracts. Why are those such big deals?
Okay, limit orders first. That's basic for traders, right? Like setting the exact price you want to buy or sell at.
Yeah, which a lot of basic AMMs don't really do well.
Yeah, exactly. They usually just give you the current market price.
Yeah.
So adding limit orders via these hooks makes Treble Swap feel more like a, traditional exchange for users who want that precision, more control for you.
Okay, that's a clear benefit. What about the institutional KYC part?
That's really interesting. It suggests they're building ways for bigger financial players, institutions to potentially use Treble Swap while still meeting their compliance rules, know your customer rules.
So trying to bridge the gap between DeFi and traditional finance.
Potentially, yeah. If they can pull that off, it could bring in serious liquidity, serious volume, which benefits everyone on the platform, not just the institutions.
That is a big step. Now, another piece of tech. The integrated AI-powered trading bot. AI trading on a DSX. How might that actually work? What are the potential upsides and maybe downsides?
Yeah, it sounds very cutting edge. The AI part could mean a few things. Maybe the bot analyzes trends, finds trade opportunities for you.
Like an automated strategy.
Could be. Or maybe it just gives you smarter insights, recommendations, helps you trade better.
Sounds great, but great.
Yeah.
Any catches?
Well, it's still DeFi, right? And
Right.
probably early days for this kind of AI bot. So users should definitely be cautious. It's not likely a magic money machine, Approach with cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism. Good advice. Okay, the platform also does cross-chain swaps using Swing. Practically, how does that help me as a user? Why is this interoperability important now?
It basically makes trading easier if your assets are on different blockchains. Normally, you'd have to use bridges, maybe a centralized exchange. It gets complicated, time-consuming, costly sometimes.
Right, multiple steps, multiple fees.
Yeah. So integrating Swing aims to make swapping between, say, Basechain assets and Ethereum assets or whatever much smoother, all in one place.
More convenient.
Definitely. And interoperability is just crucial now. So many different blockchains, layer 2s, being able to move assets easily between them. That improved liquidity makes life easier for you, the user.
Makes sense. Okay, let's tackle the elephant in the room. No KYC crypto spending. In simple terms, what does that mean? And what are the regulatory implications? Seems like a tricky area.
Yeah, it is. Simply put, no KYC suggests you might be able to use your crypto, maybe through their platform or associated services, without doing the usual ID checks, the know your customer stuff you see on Coinbase or Binance.
So, more privacy.
Yeah.
Easier access.
That's the user angle, yes. More privacy, potentially lower barrier to entry for some DeFi stuff.
Oh.
But regulators are really focused on this. They worry about money laundering, terrorist financing, all that stuff, platforms facilitating no KYC transactions. They're likely to face heavy scrutiny, potential legal challenges depending on where they operate. It's a major regulatory hotspot.
Definitely a tightrope walk there.
Okay.
Also mentioned staking and farming. Quick reminder, how do those work on Treble Swap and why would users do it?
Sure. Staking usually means you lock up the platform's token trebe here to help secure things, and you earn rewards, usually more trebe, like interest.
Got it. And farming.
Farming or yield farming is usually about providing liquidity. You deposit pairs of tokens into a trading pool, say TFREE and ETH.
To help other people trade those two.
Exactly. And in return, you earn a share of the trading fees from that pool, plus maybe extra token rewards. Both are ways for you to earn passive income on your crypto. Attractive for ODLers.
Right. And finally, under tech, they have a launch pad. What's the point of a launch pad on a DX?
It's basically a platform for brand new crypto projects to launch their tokens.
So like an initial offering platform.
Kind of, yeah. Projects can raise funds from Treble Swap users, get some early visibility. And for you, the user, it can be a chance to get into new projects early, maybe at a good price before they hit bigger exchanges. Drives activity on the DX, too.
Okay, that covers the tech side. Now, reading the tea leaves. Technical indicators. The sources say specific indicators aren't available, but we saw the price action, huge volatility, right? March high, April low.
Yep, definite roller coaster.
But there are signs of recovery since that low, suggesting maybe some bullishness creeping back in. What could be behind that, even without detailed charts?
Could be a few things. Maybe renewed interest because of the tech we just talked about.
Like the V4 features, the AI.
Could be. Or maybe something positive happening in the wider Basechain ecosystem lifts all boats, you know? Or just broader market improvement.
Or people buying the dip.
Also possible, yeah. Early sellers seeing value, now it's lower. Hard to say for sure without more data, but the bounce off the low is noticeable.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize this. Given the modular design, the ambitious features, what are Treble Swap's key strengths, according to the info we have?
Well, the sources really point to the tech innovation, that V4 AMM, the custom hooks for limit orders, the potential institutional KYC stuff, the AI bot. That's all pretty advanced.
Stands out from a basic DX.
For sure. Then there's the whole comprehensive hub ambition, trying to offer a lot under one roof, from swaps to staking to the launch pad.
And the privacy angle.
And the privacy focus, yeah. That no KYC spending could definitely appeal to a specific crowd that values anonymity highly.
Okay. And the flip side. Main challenges are things to watch out for.
Market adoption is always number one for a new platform, isn't it? Especially in DeFi, where it's so crowded.
Got to get users, got to get liquidity.
Absolutely. Success hinges on that. And then, as we discussed, the regulatory landscape. That's a big question mark, especially around the no KYC feature. How they navigate that is critical for long-term survival.
So, wrapping this up for you, the listener, what's the takeaway? It sounds like Treble Swap is definitely trying to innovate, push the boundaries on Basechain with some cool tech and a wide feature set. But that price volatility shows it's still very early days. Success seems like it'll depend heavily on whether people actually use these advanced features.
And gain traction.
And, maybe more importantly, how they handle the regulatory side of things.
Precisely. It's got intriguing tech, a clear vision to be this all-in-one hub, especially for privacy-focused users or more advanced traders.
But challenges remain.
Big ones. Gaining users, staying compliant. The usual DeFi hurdles, maybe amplified a bit by their specific features.
So there you have it, our deep dive into Treble Swap, a platform with some really interesting ideas, aiming to be that comprehensive hub, particularly if you value privacy and those advanced trading tools.
Yeah, and it really brings up a bigger question for you listening. With all these new DeFi platforms popping up constantly, what features or approaches actually grab your attention? What signals real long-term potential to you? Think about that balance innovation versus regulation versus actual user adoption. What do you think the winning formula looks like in this space?